Hey guys, I'm Sebastian, host of Ninth Island Connection, your weekly lifestyle resource for all things Vegas. Check out the description below so that you can see how you can watch our television show wherever you are. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Take some time to look around. All we do is bring you Vegas room reviews, tours, pools, hotels, everything there is to know about Vegas. And we also go live every single Wednesday between noon and 1 p.m. What do we share with you on that live? We give you an update on what to expect that upcoming weekend. So we go live on Wednesday and we let you know what's going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday if it's a long weekend. So we share news, weather, events, traffic, everything that you can expect for your trip. And instead of looking at me during this update, we're sharing Vegas because that's what you guys want to see. In this video, we're bringing you an update on what you can expect here in Las Vegas in November and December of 2023. We'll be covering everything that you can expect. We're talking about weather, construction, events, entertainment, everything going on in Vegas. Let's get into it and start with weather. Those hot days of summer are gone. The cooler weather has arrived and is here to stay. Average daily temperatures in November is going to be in the upper 60s to lower 70s, but it does cool down quite a bit at night. As soon as that sun goes down, you feel the difference. But this does make for great weather for hiking and exploring the outdoor attractions located throughout the Vegas Valley. And of course, in December, it's going to be even cooler. You're going to have average daily highs in the 50s to low 60s on a good day. It can even dip down into the 40s or even the 30s overnight. If you're visiting Vegas during November and December, you definitely want to think layers. The temperature changes very quickly once that sun goes down. Now, if you watch our channel regularly, if you watch our shorts, our weekly updates, or even follow our Instagram, you know that construction is in full swing for Formula One. They're supposed to be done by the time the big event happens, and that's going to be from November 16th to the 18th. Now, the main event, which is the Las Vegas Grand Prix, that's going to be taking place on Saturday, November 18th. If you're visiting Vegas, you're going to be surprised with the evolution of the Las Vegas Strip. They've been preparing for this event and they've got grandstands that are being built along with VIP box suites right in front of the iconic Bellagio fountains. So no more street view for Bellagio fountains until at least end of November. Track lighting is up all along the strip. Behind Las Vegas Boulevard, they've put bridges for emergency vehicles, regular vehicles, pedestrians. That's all being built right now since all of the roads along the Formula One race route is going to be closed to the public. So if you happen to be in Vegas for this event or just here at the same time, you can expect it to be extremely busy because you've got this massive event going on, but it's still Vegas and everything else that happens in Vegas every day is still happening at this time, along with several changes when it comes to accessing businesses on the strip. After the event, you can expect it to be just as busy because they still have to take all of these structures apart and move them to wherever they're going to. Some of them might even stay and be permanent. So while you've got all of this construction here, directly across the street on the corner of Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard, they're nearing completion on the 6th location of Ole Red. And they're definitely behind schedule. They were trying to get done by November 16th to be open to get that Formula One money. But you know what? They're really looking at January 2024 now. Ole Red is Blake Shelton's bar, restaurant, and music venue. This one is actually going to be 4 stories, making it the tallest of any of the venues. Now, along with Formula One, which everybody's talking about, that Grand Prix here in Vegas on November 16th through the 18th, November is definitely still a busy month here in Vegas. And that's really due to the cooler temperatures, sporting events, and the continued massive lineup of musicians and entertainers performing here in the entertainment capital of the world. Thanksgiving also brings in the crowds, which is great timing for those who want to see all of the holiday decorations, the different attractions, and the events that are going to begin just before or after Turkey Day. Now, here's what you can expect if you're visiting in November. Now, of course, there's always something going on in Vegas. We're going to get started with some of the bigger events that are happening in November. You've got the big SEMA Fest. This is the SEMA car show at the Las Vegas Convention Center. That's going to be October 31st through November 3rd. And it's going to be a SEMA festival happening at the Las Vegas Festival Grounds 11/3 through the 4th. You've got BravoCon over at Caesars Forum. That's going to be November 3rd through the 5th. And you've got the Lowrider Las Vegas Super Show Extravaganza over at Mandalay Bay on November 4th. Rounding it out, we've got the Las Vegas National Horse Show happening at one of my favorite properties, South Point Casino, all the way down the Las Vegas Strip. That's going to be November 13th through the 19th. Let's talk about music. November actually has a really nice mix of genre, price points, and even a couple of free concerts that you're not going to want to miss. Let's start with Earth, Wind, and Fire over at the Palazzo Theater on the 3rd of November. Katy Perry is going to be at Resorts World Las Vegas on the 3rd and 4th. Usher over at Dolby Live at the Park MGM. Now, many dates throughout the month of November. You've got the 3rd, the 4th, the 7th, the 8th, 10, 11, 22, 24, 25, and the 29th of November. So pretty much whenever you're going to be here in November, you can probably catch an Usher show. You've got Velvet Elvis, which is a free concert that's going to be down at the Fremont Street Experience. That's going to be on November 5th. Barry Manilow over at the Westgate. He's going to be there November 9, 10, and again on the 30th. Kylie Minogue is going to be at the Voltaire. That's in Venetian. That's going to be November 4th and the 10th. So in between those show dates, you might just see her hanging out somewhere in Vegas. Yachtly Crew is going to be over at the Palms on the 11th. 80s Station, which is another free concert, that's going to be down at the Fremont Street Experience on the 11th. Again, these are just a couple of the larger names down at the Fremont Street Experience, but they have music there all day, every day. All right, Keith Urban over at the Back Theater. Now, this is several dates throughout the month of November. He's going to be here the 1st through the 4th, 10, 11, and then 17 and 18. So plenty of opportunities to catch him if you want to. Rod Stewart over at Caesars Palace on the 15th and the 18th. Rain over at the MGM Grand. That's going to be on the 25th. Willie Barcena is going to be over at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas on the 25th. You've got Cupcake also at Virgin Hotels on the 29th. And then last but not least is going to be Miranda Lambert over at the Back Theater. That Back Theater, that's the old Zappos Theater that's in the Miracle Mile shops. She's going to be there on November 30th. Let's get funny and talk about some of the bigger comedians that are going to be in town. You've got Tim Allen over at the Mirage on November 3rd and 4th, Bill Maher at the MGM Grand on the 3rd and 4th, Tracy Morgan, one of my favorites, over at the Palms on November 9th, Colin Quinn over at Treasure Island on November 10th, Daniel Tosh is going to be at the Mirage on November 10th and 11th. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are going to be over at Resorts World Las Vegas on November 10th. David Spade and Nikki Glazer are going to be over at the Venetian, and that's going to be November 16th and 17th. Last but not least, for November, let's talk about sports. You've got the Raiders and Giants over at Allegiant Stadium on the 5th, and then you've got the Chiefs coming to town at Allegiant Stadium on the 26th. Now, let's talk hockey. The Jets are going to be in town on 11/2. You've got the Avalanche coming in on the 4th. You've got the LA Kings, which is always a huge game here in Vegas. That's going to be on the 8th. You've got the Sharks coming to town on the 10th. And then you've got the Coyotes on the 25th. Now, if you have an opportunity to catch a hockey game here in Vegas, definitely do it. It's such an experience. It's so much more than hockey. I think you'll have a great time, and it always starts at the park area just outside of New York, New York. You definitely don't want to miss the procession. Really cool way to kick the game off. Now let's get into December. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the holiday decorations and events begin around Thanksgiving and continue throughout the month of December. So stay tuned for an upcoming video specifically on what you can expect here in terms of holiday festivities and attractions, as well as what to expect if you're ringing in the new year in Las Vegas. One of the biggest things, and I mean, we've been talking about this for 10 years, December 13th is the official grand opening of the Fontainebleau. This has been an ongoing project ever since it was announced 18 years ago. The latest addition to the Las Vegas Strip sits right where the El Rancho Hotel and Casino and the Algiers, which you may know from the movie Casino, once were. This is a 68-story building that's going to stand 737 feet high and will officially be the tallest building in Nevada, with the exception of the Strat. The property will be home to a 173,000 square foot casino, over 3,600 hotel rooms, 2 floors of retail, 550,000 square feet of meeting space, and 36 restaurants and bars. Now, it's not just about gambling and food and retail. This property is also going to add heavy hitters for entertainment. They're kicking off their first show with Post Malone, who's going to be performing at the Fontainebleau on December 30th and 31st. Here's what you can expect here on the 9th Island during the month of December. The biggest event in the month of December is going to be the 2023 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Now, they have various events and different locations for these events. This is a long one. This is from December 7th through the 16th. December is cowboy time here in Vegas. December is also a very, very busy month for music. Let's start. You've got Usher over at the Dolby Theater. That's going to be December 1st and 2nd. U2 at the Sphere. That's on the 1st and the 16th. Barry Manilow over at the Westgate on December 2nd. Miranda Lambert doing her thing here at the Backed Theater. Now, that used to be the Zappos Theater inside of the Miracle Mile shops. She's going to be here on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 7th. And then coming back the 9th, 10th, 14th, and 16th. Plenty of opportunity to catch her if you want to. Ryan Bingham is going to be over at Virgin Hotels. That's going to be December 7th. Mark Chestnut down at the Golden Nugget, my favorite property in all of downtown. That's going to be on the 7th. Mark Wills is going to be at the Golden Nugget on the 8th. Garth Brooks over at Caesar's Palace on the 2nd, 8th, 9th, 13th, and then 15 and 16 to round out the month of December for him. Clay Walker over at the Palms, beautiful property, on December 9th. Carrie Underwood over at Resorts World Las Vegas. That's going to be December 8th and 9th. You've got Confederate Railroad over at the Golden Nugget, December 9th. Charlie Crockett at Virgin Hotels on the 12th. Rodney Atkins down at the Golden Nugget on the 12th. David Lee Murphy at the Golden Nugget on the 13th. Rodney Carrington is going to be over at the MGM Grand on the 7th, 9th, 14th, and 16th. Kylie Minogue is coming back to the Voltaire at Venetian. That's going to be December 8, 9, 15, and 16. The Bellamy Brothers over at the Golden Nugget on the 14th. Leanne Rimes at the Venetian on the 15th. You've got Rugeb Alama over at the Wynn on the 23rd. Bruno Mars over at Dolby Theater on the 23rd, 28th, and he's kicking off New Year's Eve, December 30th and 31st. Yachtley Crew going to be at the Palms on the 29th. Christina Aguilera, who recently announced her tour, is going to be at the Voltaire at the Venetian, and that's going to be December 30th and 31st. Black Eyed Peas are going to be here at the Venetian on the 30th and 31st as well. That's going to be pretty awesome with 2 big names at the Venetian, 2 nights in a row. Demi Lovato over at the Cosmopolitan on the 31st. Let's get into comedy. You've got Ray Romano over at the Mirage on the 2nd of December, Adam Sandler at Michelob Ultra Arena on December 2nd. You've got Jen Gaffigan, who's one of my favorite comics. He's classified as a clean comic, but you don't even really tell. He's just funny. It's just good comedy. He's going to be at the CWIN on December 8th. You've got Jim Jeffries over at the Mirage on the 8th and 9th. Steve Martin and Martin Short, which I think would be an awesome show. They're going to be over at the CWIN on the 15th of December. And then you've got Jeff Foxworthy over at the Mirage on the 15th and 16th. Let's talk sports. Let's start with hockey. You've got the Capitals coming to town on the 2nd, the Blues coming in on the 4th, the Sharks coming in on the 10th, the Calgary Flames are going to be in town on the 12th, the Sabres coming in on the 15th, the Senators coming in on the 17th, and of course the Kings on the 28th. This is all at T-Mobile Arena, if you didn't know. Let's talk football. You've got the Vikings coming to town at Allegiant Stadium on the 10th, and then you've got the Chargers coming in on the 14th. And of course, guys, you guys already know there's always all the Cirque shows happening in town, the musicians, the comedians, the various acts like Tape Face, for example, happening over at MGM Grand. All of that stuff is still happening in Vegas. And you know what? Let me know if we missed anything and what you're excited to come to town for. That's it. Now, remember, the one thing that will always be a winning bet here in Vegas is that something is going to change. Something that I said here is probably going to be canceled and something else is going to be announced. So remember to stay up to date with your event or your concert that you plan on attending and check their websites for policies on what you could bring into the different venues. Some of them you could bring in a cell phone, some of them you cannot, some of them have different purse sizes, or you can't even bring a purse. That may be the case. So check with the event, not the venue. It's very important to remember. And of course, new events are announced here every single day. So be sure to tune in to our weekly live. We go live every single Wednesday between noon and 1 p.m. Pacific time to give you an update on what's going on here in Vegas. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're everywhere. We're Ninth Island Connection. Check out the description below so that you can see how you can watch our television show wherever you are. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you're new, take some time to take a look around. All we do is Vegas reviews, hotels, restaurants, rooms, pools, you name it, we're reviewing it. Comment below and let us know what you're looking forward to here in Vegas. If you guys have any questions on a specific event, a venue, really anything at all, hit me up on Instagram, Ninth Island Connection. I'm much faster at getting back to you guys than here on YouTube just because we get so much comments. I'm not complaining, it's just what it is there. So reach out to me on Instagram, much faster to respond to you there, and we'll see you guys next time. "24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in a city that never sleeps, Ninth Island Connection will take you there. You won't want to miss a beat as we give you a sneak peek
inside the biggest, best, and most outrageous hotspots, both on and off the strip. Be sure to tune in to Ninth Island Connection with Sebastian Rodriguez every week. Great people, great stories, great connections, only on Ninth Island Connection.